Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Redneck Industries, and today we are going to be talking about coon trapping. A lot of my buddies around my area always have questions about it, and I see a lot of people on YouTube also who are asking in other comments and other YouTubers' pages, do coon trapping videos, do how to coon trap, all this kind of stuff. So today we are going to go into what I do and how I do the coon trapping, which is I'd say the best way to do it, in my opinion, other than maybe dog proofs, and the easiest way and also the best way to produce fur quickly. So let's get into it. All right, so starting off here, we got our main trapping tools. We got our trapping hammer, which I made just out of a regular old hammer. Got my dirt hole punch there. Not going to get into this too much. We've got our setters, and these are key if you're trapping with these kind of traps. This is a Duke 220 Conibear dealio here. It's a body grip trap. That's what it is. This is set. This is unset. So the method that I'm going to teach you guys today is box trapping, or in this case bucket trapping. So I've got two variations of the bucket traps here. I've got just a small ice cream tub kind of deal, and I've got a bigger jug deal. So the main things you're going to need for this is setters, your actual trap, and note, I have my safeties on both sides of the trap, and you're going to need some kind of bait to put into the trap. I usually just use this kind of tuna stuff here. This one's already open, but I use just flake tuna. You can use meats, just old meats, basically anything that stinks, because coons love garbage. So let's get into how you actually set this up. Alright guys, so this is it set up. So all you have to do is you take your bucket, you cut out 2 slots for both springs. You can kind of measure that up. I added this block of wood in here, just so they kind of have a more pushed in approach, instead of maybe pawing under there and seeing what they can do moving the trap, possibly setting it off without them in the trap. They kind of just walk right through the dogs there, and they get caught. So normally what I would do is I would crack this open like I did there, put some of the juices all around, and then without the trap in there, obviously I would do that after, and then I would kind of shake some of the tuna out, and then put this can in the back. You leave the can in there because, one, it acts kind of like a visual attractant, just so they have something to look at, maybe go in and investigate. And 2, it holds a majority of the meat there, so or the fish, I should say. So yeah. Another thing that I've added onto these traps is stabilizer. I've used a piece of mending bar there, just zip tied it on, and I've used a piece of, I think this is old chair, like part of an old patio set that I've just drilled in there. And that kind of helps the traps from rocking back and forth. This one rocks a little bit. But when you're on in the dirt and stuff, it sticks pretty good. And I've actually caught a lot of coons on these kind of sets before. Another thing too, a lot of people would say stake down your traps, and I would have to agree. So it is a kill trap, but there's always the odd time where you get the real big coon in there, and he always finds a way to pull the trap down. And if you have it set up on top of a hill, and I've had this happen to me in the past, the trap comes out of the bucket, and I'll set it off here in a second and show you what it looks like when it's getting set off. But they pull it out of the bucket, and they can drag it down the hill or drag it into a creek. You don't really want to lose that. So that's where the hammer comes into play, and the stake. So you just want to, this is just my regular trapping stake. I just put it down in through the spring hole there. 1 is good. You could do 2 if you want, whatever you prefer. But that's what I do, and yeah, so that's how I set these up. And now I'll show you guys what it looks like when you set them off. Alright, so I'm going to set it off with this piece of wood. It's fairly long. One thing you guys got to remember is these traps are very, very dangerous. They're meant to kill. So if you got your hand or your arm stuck in there, it would most likely do some very good damage, probably break a few bones. So I'll set this off, and then I'll kind of go over spots that you want to set the traps in, and kind of how you angle up the bucket a little bit. And yeah, so here we go. Yeah, it's pretty potent, eh? That does pretty good for a little coon right there. That thing would be pretty much done for. So yeah, so now I'll get into a little bit of detail about where you want to set this up and how you want to set this up. So the way I set my bucket traps up is I basically find a run or a game trail where the coons come and go as they please. I'll set it off on an angle. If there's trees nearby, I'll set it up right on the tree facing towards the path. And generally, if you have all your bait trails set out good enough, it usually brings them in pretty good, and you shouldn't have any problems catching them. That's about it. If you guys have any other comments or questions, leave them down below, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time.